Hey guys, welcome to the Freedom Homestead Kitchen. I was already starting to put this bone broth together and thought, oh yeah, I need to show you how I do this in case some of you have never ever done it. It's actually quite simple. You're just putting a lot of delicious, nutritious things in a pot or a crock pot like I'm doing here, and then you cook it forever and ever and ever, forever. Because you're trying to leach all of the minerals and what's the other word? Trying to leach all of the nutrition out of the bones, and then the broth is delicious and rich and super duper good for you. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to put in. Okay, so this is my roasted chicken carcass. I'm going to throw an iCard in the corner in case you missed that video where I show you how to roast a delicious chicken that's flavorful, juicy, and has crispy skin. Right there is the neck that was in the giblet bag. I just threw that in the freezer. Now it's out and it's in the pot. I also have this bag of veggie scraps. So when I've cut onions, I have skinned carrots, pieces of celery. I think I've got pieces of cucumber, zucchini, and some other things in there. Onion skins and all, and I think there might even be some garlic skins in there. All of that is gonna go in the pot. Okay, so here's the other ingredients that I'm gonna dump in here. A couple of things I've never put in bone broth before, but they're things that I need to use up. So this is homemade green powder. I made this from our garden 2017 growing season, and this is how much I have left. What I did was I took lettuce, spinach, beet tops, radish tops, and other greens, and I dehydrated them and I pulverized them and put them in a powder. My lettuce needs to all be trimmed down. I've been dehydrating it and making it into green powder for smoothies and things. And then this fall when I plant kale and spinach, some of that will also go into the green powder. You add this to homemade soup, you add it to smoothies, shakes, and it's just a great way to get fiber and vitamins in your diet. So I'm gonna put some of that in there, and then I also have some tomato powder that I made, and I will throw the link in the iCard above to show you how I did that. But basically, processing my tomatoes, all of the pulp and the skin I threw in my dehydrator. And this is a great homemade substitute for tomato paste. And you can also, you can make a tomato base for soups. So anyway, we're gonna try that. I'm also going to add some peppercorns. I'm going to add a little bit of cayenne pepper. I'm going to add a splash of apple cider vinegar. If you don't have apple cider vinegar, you can use lemon juice. You just want some kind of healthy acid that's gonna help draw out the calcium from your chicken bones. I have some Celtic sea salt, which is a great source of minerals, and then I'm gonna add in some garlic, which you guys know that garlic is super good for you. It has antibiotic qualities. So that's pretty much the purpose of bone broth. Not only is it flavorful, a great way to make soups and things, but it's a health drink. So I'm just adding all kinds of healthy things to it. As you saw, I already added about a palmful of the tomato powder and the green powder. I also added a pinch of cayenne pepper, a couple of tablespoons of the apple cider vinegar, about a tablespoon of the peppercorns. Then I added a couple of healthy pinches of the Celtic sea salt and a couple of tablespoons of the garlic. Now I'm just covering all of that in filtered water. Once all of this is completely covered with water, we're going to give it a good stir, and then we're going to put the lid on it and then cook it on low for a long, long time. It really looks like I'm cooking somebody's trash. Yeah.
One eternity later.
Now the time has come to strain our broth. And so what I'm doing is in a tall stock pot, I'm just setting my strainer, and then I'm putting a tea towel down in the center there to catch all the little bits. And then I'm pouring the goodness just straight into that, and it's going to strain. But look at all of that. I mean, the bones practically have fallen apart, like they're practically non-existent. So yeah, and then I'm just taking my wooden spoon and I am pressing that to get all the broth to strain through. Then I just pick up the edges of the towel and I just gently squeeze some of it out. And then because it's so hot, I have to use the back of a wooden spoon. So I just squeeze it until practically there's nothing left. Once I get all of the stock into the pot, I am pouring it into a pitcher. That is some beautiful broth. Beautiful. I wanted to give this a taste since it's the first time I've ever put our green powder and tomato powder in here, and see if it's something that I will do again in the future. It actually tastes really, really good. Really, really good. Glad I did that. It's good. That is really super good. Yeah. So this summer when you're gardening, if you have a food dehydrator, dehydrate your greens, your lettuces, your beet tops, any of those greens that are edible, dehydrate them, pulverize them in a blender or whatever, and make you some green powder. And then when you make your bone broth, throw some of that in there. I mean, this is super delicious. It's very rich. And yeah, I think it's gonna be awesome. So in case you're wondering why I put them in a pitcher, put the broth in a pitcher, I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator overnight. Tomorrow it's gonna be nice and gelatinous. And I'm going to then put them in, or divide it up into quart size sandwich bags, or their freezer bags. And then I'm gonna lay them flat and put them in the freezer to freeze. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope maybe you got some ideas, and until next time.